Hello, welcome back. So I decided I'll do an episode tonight, even though I'm not as prepared as I wanted to be. But we've still got plenty that we can go through and hopefully show you some of the things I've done off camera. And the stuff that I was planning to do, I'll do in the next episode, I think, either that or off camera after I've explained it. I've started here in the nether because basically I came in, I set all this up. I can't remember exactly where I left it off camera, but anyway, we've set up a harvester. So the harvester is tied into this chest, and then the chest is outputting to a storage drawer for these items, which are the more common ones, which, for example, this one here up in the top left, there's nothing to actually use it for, it's rubbish. And the other two have very limited uses as well. I think there's only one thing you can use them for. So yeah, it's not very desirable items, and they're far more common than the desirable ones. So I didn't want the chest filling up with these because I want the actual capacitors. So I'll put them into here. I've put a void upgrade onto it, and I believe I have. Yeah, I've put storage upgrades so that they can hold more items, so that if by chance I've got it wrong and there actually is a huge reason to use them, I still actually have some, I think. So I think these capacitor shells, these ones here in the top right, have hit the storage limit. They're at 2,500. So there's still a lot of them. There's, yeah. Even if I find a use for them, I'm probably not going to use 2,500 of them. So the way we're powering this is instead of trying to import power from our main base through some kind of dimensional transceiver or anything like that, which at the moment is a very expensive piece of equipment to craft, I've set up a lava generator, which was a very expensive piece of equipment to craft. So if we have a look at the recipe for this. So this lava generator is called lava generator times 8, and it takes 8 lava generators around a transfer node. Now these lava generators use platinum, gold, and this red alloy plus a block of iron, which is 9 iron ingots, plus a survivalist generator. So it's 8 survivalist generators, which each take red alloy ingots, iron furnaces, which is a furnace wrapped in iron, and the piston needs a red alloy ingot as well, plus these copper coils. So it was not cheap to build. It took a lot of redstone. I think there's probably 1,000 redstone in creating this one block, but it does what I need it to do. It's probably overkill. I probably should have just made one of the normal lava generators and seen if that would work, but I was really paranoid and ended up building it overpowered to do what I wanted. Now, what this generator does is it consumes lava to generate power, which, yeah, normal circumstances this is not a good generator. I don't know if they've actually tweaked the numbers in this mod pack or in this difficulty level, because it's doing great for what I want it for. So what I've got is I've got a cobble generator, and that feeds cobble into the crucible. Now the crucible, instead of sitting on lava or a torch, it is sitting on some what do you call it, blazing pyrotherium. So it's the same stuff that I'm powering this mod through with. I could also have put a yellorium block under here, but the blazing pyrotherium is cheaper for me because I've got a cow that I can milk for it, and that gives me 300 times melting speed. So I think lava is like 1 or 2 times, so it's way better. This holds like over 8 buckets of lava in it now, whereas the with lava underneath, it just held like 1.2 buckets. So yeah, way better. Um, Now, one of the things you may not know about the Nether is because this is hell, there is no water. You can't get water in the Nether. As soon as you try to put it down, it evaporates. Ice blocks melt and evaporate. So, making cobble, well, how do you do that without water? This is witch water, which doesn't suffer the same problem um, as normal water, and it doesn't evaporate in the Nether. And luckily it can be used to generate cobble, so we're using witch water. Um, yeah, so I've set this up slightly differently. God, those ghasts, they sound so close. They must be like just there, just behind the netherrack. Anyway, I've set this up so that I can put another layer of capacitor banks along here and set up some more seeds. But to do that, these capacitor banks actually take a lot of capacitors to make, so I haven't done it yet because I was waiting for the farm to actually gather a crop, and I haven't actually checked this yet. So this is the first line coming down. It's probably been running for a couple of hours. When I left, this maybe had 100 capacitor shells in it. It's now got 2,500. So I'm hoping for a decent haul. Here we've got the chunk loader running. I repositioned everything so it's sitting within a chunk. Okay, this is awesome. 15 octatic, wow, 16 octatic capacitors, 63 double layer over six, well, 100 basic. Oh god, that is awesome. I don't even need to set up another row, I don't think. I think that should that should do me. That is awesome. Oh, I'll have to come read that later. I've been yeah, I wanted to leave it for a while to see how many I could get. So that's 16 octatic. I was expecting maybe one. I wouldn't have been surprised if I had no octatic capacitors in there, and I got 16 of them. So that's insane. Yeah, yeah, now we're stuck in the spider web. Sometimes when you use the elevator up, it's it teleports you inside the rock. I probably should build out around it a little bit more, but yeah. Well, let's have a look at some of the stuff I've done. First of all, let's have a look here. So I've got 5 quintuple compressed cobblestone. So that's 5 there. That's sextuple. That has 0. So when this reaches 9, this will turn to 1. And then from the sextuple cobblestone, it will go sextuple, septuple, octuple. And yeah, waiting for that. As I said, this is going to take a long time. So um, I'm I'm half the way to getting one of those. Then it takes 10 times the amount of time to get one of those, which then takes 10 times the amount of time to get one of those, which then takes 10 times the amount of time to get one of those. So one of the things I want to do when I set up my farms is to farm a bunch of redstone and gold, which will allow me to put a whole bunch of speed upgrades into these things and speed it up a lot. Because yeah, even having this many generators, it would still take weeks until I had anything. So let's quickly have a look. I'll show you some of the quests I've done first, and then we'll have a look at the machines and the setups I've got for them. I don't think I ended up doing anything in alpha. I started making. So this is another multi-block building, like the coker and the steel, the blast furnace. So I had a look, and it uses a whole bunch of carbide ingot to make all these things. So um, I made a whole bunch of carbide, but I didn't get it any further than that. So I'm setting myself up to do some of these. I just haven't done them yet. I fully intend to finish off that page because I think it's very much possible at the moment. So what I have done is I've come through. I've made all the basic Botania stuff. So you got the Lexica Botania, which is the book that gives you all the instructions. You got a Petal Apothecary, which is one of the tools you use to craft the magical flowers. Pure Daisy, which is the first flower that you make, and that flower is used to convert wood and stone into magical equivalents, and I'll show you that. And then you have to convert some stone and wood there, and then create a Wand of the Forest, which is the tool that you use to interface with the Botania stuff to configure the flowers and things like that. I'll show you a little bit of that. And then create a spreader and a pull, which is very simple, and I'll show you where I've used those, and a runic altar. Again, we'll go have a look at that, which set me up to create the basic runes. I've just done the Rune of Earth because that's all I needed to get my Rod of the Lands, which I have right here. So this rod now allows me to create dirt from mana, basically. Very little amount of mana as well. So if you open the Baubles inventory with the accessories, I've got a band of mana, which I powered up and have been using. I think I might need the Wand of the Forest out in my inventory. Or do I need it on? Oh, maybe I need to actually have the... Yeah. You probably can't see it, but there is a blue line now on the XP bar which shows how much mana I've got, and that's basically showing how much mana is still left on that ring. If I had other things that stored mana, it would add to it, I believe. Anyway, I filled that all the way up, and it's probably down to 40% from placing a whole bunch of dirt, which is way, way quicker than trying to generate the dirt yourself. So yeah, I'll show you these Botania blocks, machines, whatever you want to call them. So the first one is the Petal Apothecary. Looks pretty standard. I've put it in the ground for easier use, but it's like an altar type deal. It's just a little bit higher than one block, so it can be awkward to use if you have it on ground level. So to me, I like having it lower. And here's these. So the first things I had to create was a mana spreader and a mana pool. It's another mana spreader there. Now, Botania works on mana instead of power because it's a magic based mod. You use flowers and things to generate mana, and also use flowers to do other things which consume mana to do those things. So the mana spreader, what it is it gathers mana from sources around it and allows you to transport that mana. Now, I believe if I put the wand on, it'll show you. Yeah, so it shows you where that mana is going, and I can use this to check how much is in the buffer. This is a mana distributor. I got one for a quest reward, so I'm using it. Basically, what it is instead of directly pointing this to a single mana pool to fill up, I can put this here and then put several mana pools around it, which I will do, and then this distributes the mana to all those pools so that you can basically increase your capacity for storage. So what I've got here is, so this is my mana pool. I've got another spreader connected to it, and then that spreader is faced towards this thing. So, like I said, this is gathering mana from things around it, which this mana pool is, and then transfers it. So it's transferring it into this runic altar. And what the runic altar is for making runes. And what you do is you let's have a look at one of the recipes. Right? Is you take items, usually 5 items for these easier ones, and put them into the runic altar. It consumes some mana, takes a bit of time, and then you give it a piece of living rock, which is stone that's been converted into the magic version, and hit it with your Wand of the Forest, and you get those runes. So what I've done to make this easier is first I've encapsulated this with glass so nothing flies away, and I've set up an autonomous activator here. Um, Now, what this does is instead of me myself putting all the items into the runic altar, I can easily transfer them here. Because put the book on there. One thing in Britannia is that the guy that makes the mod doesn't like user interfaces. He would rather you interact directly with things in the mod instead of like the autonomous activator opening this up. There's a whole bunch of options. So most things in Britannia you just directly interact with. So this takes water and a bunch of petals, and then you put a seed into it and it gives you back a flower. You do that by opening your inventory and just directly dropping stuff into it. Same here, you just open your inventory and you drop things into it, and shows them swirling around and creates the stuff. So to make this a bit easier, I'll put autonomous activator here. What we can do later is when we get to AE2 systems, we can set up within the AE2 network crafting patterns, and the crafting pattern we can program it to say send these items to this autonomous activator, and then the result of that will be this rune. And so that what that means is when we use the AE2 network, we can say I want the rune of water. That then searches for that crafting pattern, finds that crafting pattern, executes the crafting pattern, which then pipes the items into the autonomous activator. You can't directly pipe to Britannia. Like I said, they like you to throw things on, interact with the items. So we use this to interact for us. And then we can use a vacuum hopper, same as we've got in the mob system, to actually suck that item up when it's done and put it into the system, so that we can do that completely automatically. Um, some of the basic flowers in Britannia run out, so as a quest reward, I got 3 day blooms and 3 night something or others, nightshades and day blooms. Now, nightshades generate mana at night, and day blooms generate mana at day. They're what they call passive flowers, so you just put them down and they passively generate mana without you having to do anything, just when their conditions are met. They're really, really cheap and really easy, but they make almost no mana, and they run out, they die. Now, they're only supposed to be there for starting out with the mod. You're not supposed to end up with big fields of day blooms and nightshades or anything like that. And actually, in later versions of the mod, they have been removed from Britannia. So you probably noticed the greenery that we've got. So I'll get to that in a second. So use the Rod of the Lands to finally finish this all up. I don't know if you noticed that it had been slowly growing around. Every now and then I was just making some dirt. I had 10 barrels, so I was making 10 pieces of dirt at a time. So it really was slow. Probably needed like easily a couple hundred pieces of dirt to do that. What I have done here is made witch water. So this is where you get the witch water from. So this is mycelium, which is mushroom dirt, essentially. In normal Minecraft, there's a mushroom biome, where the grass, instead of grass, it's this mycelium. It grows mushrooms and grows giant mushrooms as well. I might grow some eventually. But I created this by using ancient spores, which is one of the things I got from sifting sand or sifting dust. So I got a few of them. You use the ancient spore on the dirt, turns it into mycelium. So if you have a barrel next to it with water, it turns the water into witch water. There's a whole bunch of uses for witch water. Um, Probably not many that I will actually use. They're not that useful in and of themselves, other than just to try them out. And but I did that so that I could test out the witch water in the nether, and it worked. So I just haven't cleaned that up yet. I'll probably bucket out the witch water and save it somewhere in case I want it for something. You can use it to turn villagers into zombies and stuff like that. Um, so here we've got two pure daisies that I created. Two of the most common things that these pure daisies do is convert stone into I forget what it's called, living rock. Stone into living rock, I believe. Yeah, stone into living rock, and logs into living wood. So what I've done here, this isn't for decoration, is I've set these down so that with a builder's wand, I don't know if it's going to show you because I don't have any of those things in my inventory. No. But with a builder's wand, I can then click on that and it will build all those blocks. So what you can do is, instead of going around and placing all these blocks around the flower, you set this in the ground and then two clicks with the builder's wand and it builds all around, as long as you've got that stuff in your inventory. Makes it a lot quicker, especially if I set up like a big bunch of these daisies, which I haven't because I don't know how much of this stuff I'm going to use. If I was going heavy into Botania, I might have some more, but at the moment I've been focusing on other things, so I haven't really thought about it. Yeah, so let's go over this. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to do something special for the plants because I knew that I wanted to have a lot of plants. So I was like, okay, instead of just having a massive area where I just have a whole bunch of little gardens like this, I wanted it to look nice. I wanted it to look special. So I decided I was going to do something like a Victorian garden. So what I'm actually going to do is, in here, this is going to be an actual garden, probably no functional stuff here, other than I might actually, some of the flowers that we've got, see, like these are Botania flowers, mystical white flowers, those ones there. So I might plant a whole bunch of those. So I believe there's 16, might be 12 or 16 different mystical flowers, and then you use the petals from those in the recipes from Botania. So I'm going to do a winding path, so you'll come in through here and you'll wind around and there'll be trees and there'll be gardens with all the different flowers and maybe even a water feature and stuff, and then you come out into here. So I'll plant a whole bunch of those flowers in here because I probably don't need many of them, and if they're all planted and available, all I can do is grab some bone meal to use for fertilizer, go and pick the petals, use the bone meal to grow them back up almost instantly, pick more petals, and do that for as many as I need. And it won't be too bad. So yeah, come out here into this space here. Now this is pretty big. This took me a while and was really, really stressful and annoying. Like even this area, which is like the entrance to this, is as big as my biggest previous platform. So this is massive, but I think it looks quite nice. I started planning it out. Um, not entirely sure what I want to do in the middle because I believe already this is a lot of farms. So it may not look like it, but each of these squares is actually 4 different farms. So the little holes is where the harvesters are going to go, and the harvesters do a 3 by 3 area. Now you can upgrade the harvesters to do a bigger area, but they do them at the same speed still as they do in small areas, so it actually takes them longer to go around and harvest. So if you've used or if you're using AgriCraft and you've got 10-10-10 seeds and you're maybe running water or fertilizer, some other kind of growth thing, the plants are going to grow way quicker than your harvester is actually going to harvest them. So 90% of the time you're going to be sitting there with a full garden of mature plants, which is not what you want when you're actually trying to harvest them for resources, right? You want the harvester to keep up with how quickly the plants actually mature. So each of these is four 3 by 3s, and there's 12 of those. So yeah, that's 48 farms already, and that's just the outside. And that's not even the whole outside. I could have fit another farm in each of these middle bits, but I didn't, because I want it to look like a Victorian garden. So these are going to have rose bushes and stuff in them. This is going to be some kind of gravel or something. I don't know. There's a mod called Chisel, which I haven't shown you yet, which allows you to kind of decorate the blocks. So I might be playing around with that at some point to give it better aesthetics. So you come through here, these will be like trees and rose bushes on these little platforms, and the paths will go all the way along. But then I've got this middle bit, and I don't know what to do with it because I believe I've got enough. So 48 farms should be heaps of farms. I can't foresee me using more than that. In fact, it's going to be hard to actually fill them all out for now. I'll be putting in a whole bunch of redstone and gold and stuff, but it's going to be way more than I need, and I'm going to max out my storage for those items pretty damn quickly, I believe. Which is nice. It's a nice problem to have. But yeah, it's a self-imposed problem that I knew I was going to have this problem as soon as the idea came to me. So yeah, so I don't know exactly what I want to use for the middle, and I don't want to go purely decorative with the middle as well. I've made this big platform. I want most of it to be functional, but nice. Still garden theme and things. Um, Maybe some kind of tree farm thing, but tree farms look kind of ugly, to be honest. You might not have seen any tree farms before, but they usually grow them in big blocks, so they don't look like trees at all. They just look like big fat logs with a bunch of leaves around them. Um, so yeah, some kind of water feature or something in here. I was thinking of maybe having some kind of building in here as well. So we'll be running a whole bunch of pipes underground to feed power to all these machines and to suck all the items out. And they won't be going into that storage system over there. I'll be setting up a new storage drawer system here for these plants, and they'll have compacted drawers and storage drawers and stuff like that. So it'll be basically the same as that, but I don't want to pipe all my items all the way over there and overload that single system. I want to kind of spread it out a bit because I know later on we'll get the technology to actually hook everything up to a single network so that we can actually access everything from anywhere we are in the base anyway. So yeah, no point in crafting that much cable and digging all the trenches and putting it all through and stuff. So that probably means I might be generating my own power systems here within here as well. Um, yeah, we'll see. I need to build all the harvesters. So like I said, that's 48 gardens, which means 48 harvesters. Now, harvesters aren't super expensive, but they're not cheap. So the main thing that they take, well, two main things. So they take a machine chassis, which takes 4 steel ingots and a capacitor. I've got plenty of capacitors now, so I needed 48 capacitors. I got 100 capacitors, so got enough to do that. But we also need the Z logic controller, which requires a zombie head. Now, as far as I know, I have 0 zombie heads. I might have 1. I don't know. So what I need to do is actually get some zombie heads. And the way I'm going to do that is by creating a cleaver. Um, so for the cleaver, or the reason why I want to make a cleaver is that the cleaver comes with an implicit 20% chance to behead enemies. And with the modifiers on the tool, we can actually create a 100% chance to behead weapon. And then we can run after zombies with that weapon and get a whole bunch of heads. I also just realised we don't have any easy place to run after zombies because we're in the sky, so we can't just run out away from the base. Um, I wonder if I just build a temporary platform somewhere. The thing is, I don't want to just take the torches off there or take the torches off the island because it's not just zombies that will spawn, right? There's zombies and creepers, John Cena creepers, witches and skeletons, and they're all a little bit dangerous. So witches throw potions, and those potions can have blindness and stuff, so it makes your screen go completely black. Kind of hard to manage fighting enemies when you can't see anything. Um, Skeletons with their bows, they don't do much damage or really any damage to me. They do hurt the durability of my armor, but so I'm not in any danger of dying directly from them, but they've got knockback on their weapon. They hit you get pushed around, especially if there's several of them, and they're constantly firing at you. You just can't do anything. You're just getting pushed around, and you can't maneuver away and do things. And you end up dying stupidly to that with zombies coming in and killing you because you can't actually run away because you're just constantly getting hit around everywhere. And then obviously creepers and John Cena creepers are hella dangerous. And if you set up an area for using the cleaver is a melee weapon, so you're going to have to be running around into the dark to actually fight these enemies, which means that if you run into the dark and you swipe at a zombie, yay, and then a creeper spawns behind you and runs up to you and blows you up before you even notice that anything's happened. And not only have you lost a life, but you've now blown a huge crater into whatever platform that you were standing on. So I would much rather that isn't the platform that I just spent hours building, because seriously, that thing's freaking huge and it's used thousands of cobblestone and probably hundreds of dirt, and I had to go place that all with the rod of the lambs. Yeah, do not want to do that again. So yeah, I'll probably just create some kind of cobblestone platform off somewhere and make it big enough and put some kind of shelter, little hut that I can run into if I need to or something. No, I probably don't. With the hover on here, I can probably just run off the edge of the platform. So it should be fine. Just need to build it decently big enough so I can just, while I'm on it, monsters can spawn, because they spawn 24 blocks away from you, and I'm not doing this during a blood moon because blood moons are insane. I actually have a screenshot of a blood moon while I was building that platform. I was halfway through building the Britannia one as well, and the Britannia one filled up with monsters. I've got a screenshot of that. It is crazy. Um, Yeah, so let's create a cleaver. Now, what I want to do is create it from magical wood. Now, the reason I want to create it with wood is because we get extra modifiers on the weapon, and we need those modifiers to turn it into a weapon that's going to be good enough to slay zombies and everything in one hit, and also get enough beheading on it. Um, Maybe actually let's open the reward bags first before I completely forget again. So these are from the last episode. So 4 basics. Walrus. Oh, cool. Heart glass. Useless. And another one of those. So let's go and just clean this stuff up as we go. The problem with where I am, most of these like basic and good bags, the two lower tiers, don't really give you anything. But I've got 4 greater bags, and hopefully once I finish off the Alpha Quest line and we start doing these higher ones, we'll actually get some good saplings. Like it says, crap reward, Titan and jukebox. I don't believe I've showed the jukebox on camera before. So you put down your jukebox and you put in your record. I already have that. That's the title music. How do we use this? Got it. Right, good bags again. Let's, what's that? Salt. Yeah, don't need that. Oh, I got an artifact. It's probably just a random one. Light gold ring of protection. Damage resistance when used. Allows sneaking on air when held. See, what's this one? Water breathing. That's useless. I think if I put that on, where's my sneaking? Is it in my boots? Yeah. So if I take those off, so you notice I can't sneak on air. I don't know what. Do I have to have it in my hand, even though it's? Yeah. Okay. Oh, is it just in my inventory? Wait, what did I? Okay, that's a bit of a bug. That's nice. Okay, yeah, I can't while it's there. Oh, look at this. If I go up and I'm holding shift, so I'm sneaking, and I take it off, and then I take shift off, and I'm still in the air. But as soon as I move, I think I drop. No? Yeah. What I suspect is this hold shift, sneaking, flying while sneaking is, what it does is it builds a temporary invisible platform underneath you. So what happened there was it builds the platform, but I unequipped the ring and the coder hasn't handled that, and so the platform stays, and so I can walk around a little bit on the platform before I fall off the edge. So I don't know if the platform's still up there, whether it times out or not. But yeah, because these things don't work when they're just equipped into the baubles thing, to me they're kind of useless. Like, if I have to be holding it for it to work, that means I'm not holding a weapon or holding a tool. So, no thanks. Right, last good bag. Nice, diamond apple. To eat more, I think. Now, 4 graters. Belt of water walking. Let's just... I'll put it on even though... So this actually, so that comes from artifacts. But this one actually comes from Borbalicious, which is the mod that gives me this accessory menu that lets me put on necklaces and stuff. So I believe that one will work. So let's try that out actually. Yep, I'm walking on top of the water. Okay, that's crazy. Oh my god, everything is going nuts. Man, this, like I said, this isn't the latest version of Minecraft. So this is 1.7.10. The latest is 1.12.2. This version is like years old now, like 3, maybe 4 years. And man, it is super buggy. It's one thing I've noticed, like, and I don't think it's just the mods. I think just Minecraft itself is super buggy, so it makes all the mods super buggy as well. Because I've had a way more solid experience with Minecraft 1.10, which is the latest version that most mods are targeting. And even though the mods say they're in like alpha state and they're, pre-beta development and stuff, um, it's just been a much more solid experience, even though they might not have all of the features that the 1.7 does. It's just been much better experience. Core sample drills, that's immersive engineering. I don't know. Useless. I only got 10 jeweled. So the other ones are diamond apples. So I've got diamond apples. Does 4 hunger but full saturation. That does 2. So jeweled apples are Tinker's Construct. So jeweled apples are 4 diamonds around whereas the diamond apple I think is the one. Holy crap. Okay. That's even crazier than the other diamond apples. So that's 8 blocks of diamond around. Wow. So that's 64 diamonds per apple. So it's 128 diamonds in there. I don't know if you can actually get those back. No. Right, that's all the reward bags. Bit distracted, but I like presents. This one's pretty low. Big box, apple. I still don't even know what this ore processing upgrade does. I know it goes in that diamond furnace that I've got out there by the plants, but I don't know what it does to the furnace, because furnaces already process ore. Right. So magical wood. Let's have a look at that. So we'll make a cleaver out of magical wood. It gives us heaps of modifiers. And then what we can do is once we've done that, we can overwrite the parts or reinforce the parts or whatever, however they say, and to give it more damage and durability and stuff. Because if it was just straight wood, it would it would be useless. So there's 2 materials that you can use to get heaps of modifiers. There's paper, and then there's magical wood. Now, paper gives you 1 extra modifier, magical wood gives you 2. So magical wood's way better, but paper is way, way cheaper. So usually at the start you'll be making paper ones, like I did with these pickaxes I've got down here. Use paper bindings to get extra modifiers. But now that we're decently enough through, we can create some magical wood. So magical wood is a bookshelf surrounded by enchanted books and gold. Now, enchanted books are fairly easy. We will create 8 of these. So it's just a book with an emerald. Both of those things I get from the mod system. There you go, there's 8 of them. Now, one thing is I didn't bring any gold. let's go to where there is gold. So next thing we need to make is the bookshelves, and they're basically a line of books surrounded in wood, so they're not too hard. Um, Normally, you don't get books this easy. So in normal Minecraft, they're semi-difficult. They're made with leather and paper, and paper's made with sugarcane and leather is made with cows. So if you haven't found cows and created a cow farm where you can actually kill a bunch of cows for all the leather, or if you haven't found any sugarcane plants that you could use to make paper, um, yeah, I've played some games where um, I don't have anything enchanted for ages because I just haven't uh, been able to acquire those two fairly simple things. And the thing is, for doing actual enchanting, the there'll be enchanter which is a little bit expensive, but it's not crazy. Um, but then you need to surround it with like 16 bookshelves, so it's not just a couple of leather; it's like a huge amount of leather that you need to do it. So there we go. We've got ah, golden gloves. It's random. We've got heaps of gold in there already. No, we'll leave those on there, so I'll chuck them back into the mob system storage after this. So we've got some magical wood. Let's go make a cleaver. I'm quite stoked about how that's worked out, that area. I've put the hedge around there. I'm not completely satisfied with how much it blocks out stuff. Like it's still quite visible through here. I don't like that. I actually have two layers on the back as well. I I wasn't happy, so I added an extra layer on there because it was really see through. You can kind of see it there, how much the blue comes through. It just completely ruins any illusion that you've got a hedge. And the plan was to put it all around the whole thing, but I don't know. This could end up looking quite nice, so it might be nice to see it from the rest of the base. But I was originally thinking this could be a nice secluded little garden area, but we'll see. It's not too hard to get the leaves as well. You just use shears. They don't last very long, but with vein miner in this pack, it's really quick to use vein miner to shear all the leaves at once, and then they all just pop into your inventory. So it just takes a little bit of time, and then you've got to go around and place them all. Right, we want the parts. So yeah, I've still got paper left in here from when I was doing things, tool binding, which is one of the things you use in the pickaxe with the paper. But what we want today is we want the large blade. Let's hope I've got everything already made. No, I don't, because I need a plate, and I don't have it. Oh no, I do have a plate. And we want a plate, and we want two tough tool rods, which is one that I don't. What? Right. So that's the tough rod. Maybe that's no, that can't be. Maybe that is it. Let's have a look here. Oh, and I haven't upgraded this thing either. So there's two levels to these things. There's the tool station, and then there's the tool forge. Oh yeah, no, now I've got to actually find one of the most painful things in this mod pack is that you can't make iron blocks very easily. So normally in a crafting table you put in 9 iron ingots, it turns it into an iron block. You can't do that here. You have to melt the iron ingots in the smeltery and now I've got to find a whole bunch of iron to melt down. Seven. Let's leave that there then. Let's take those. So I know where those should go. Is that carbide? Yeah. Okay, so I made 2 stacks of carbide ingots because I only had 1 left. Here. Go get more iron from the system. And I know I'm going to need some. There we go. Yeah. Some obsidian. I need obsidian and something else. Just take a stack of that. How much have I got? 870 obsidian. Oh, 6,000 iron ingots in here. That's just nuts. Yeah, actually, I want to see how many diamonds I've got. 164 diamonds. So these, as normal diamonds, are what come through the mob from the mob farm with the loot bags. These are diamond blocks, which come through the compressor from the sieves. So I've got 12 diamond blocks, which is 9 diamonds each. So there's like 100 diamonds there. What I should be doing is setting up compressing drawers, and that will use a single drawer for both of those things. And then you can either pull out single diamonds or compressed diamond blocks. What are we doing? So I put this hopper here because the hopper can hold 5 stacks of stuff, whereas this holds like 24 separate items. So you can put a whole stack of stuff, which is 64, into the hopper, and then the hopper will just keep feeding them into here, and this will just keep using them. Now forward. Forward. Right, now I just want the basic iron one. You can create crazy ones, like block of ardite. So 4 blocks of iron, let's grab that out because this thing's take ages to do. And 3 seared bricks. Now we should... Oh god. Maybe we should make some more seared bricks. So, alright, 1 more of these. I can make the tool for it. Yes, that's a tough log cast. So that's what I was looking for, a kind of stick thing, but then the stencil version of it does not look like that. So I was getting worried that I was looking at the wrong thing, but we'll make it, it should work. Right, crafting table. So tool station into tool forge. I had one of these, but you need to use that to craft the auto tool station. So, right, yeah, cleaver, and I don't really tell you that you'll just trust that it's this tough tool rod. Yeah, see. See how it's doing a diagonal there, but that's doing like a vertical one, so it was throwing me off. Let's leave the magical wood in there, I don't need any more of that. So cleaver, plate, large blade, two tough rods. Now we've got a cleaver, now what's that? Butterfly. Now, this must be done in something in here. So you want to add why is that not? Did you know with obsidian? Oh, there we go. I didn't realise. There's four things there, and I didn't know whether there's any difference. But actually, that's got a block, that's got an ingot, so I'm using a block. So in here we put the obsidian, and so what that does is it adds reinforced, gives us heaps more durability. So our chance for the head is 20%, and we'll have 8 more modifiers after that. Now I believe we should go and make the rest of the parts that upgrade it first. I don't know if you can do that after you've actually enchanted it. So we'll be making these out of manual. I'm going to try and get around my hopper. Removed all this stuff. So here's our manual. It's got 4,000 millibuckets in there. Hopefully that's enough. But I need a fluid thing which I believe is back over at the main base. There's an item transfer knowledge. Yeah, let's check the main base. See what I mean? Not prepared. But I'm not super in the mood to play Minecraft tonight, so I wasn't going to spend hours getting all stuff there, making sure it's all ready and then exactly where I need it. Yes, liquids. Did he randomly have some pipe just in case I need it? Believe it or not. So as far as heads go, I got 2 skeleton heads, 1 pigman head. I've already used one in a recipe. And where is it? And 1 creeper head. Now I got 0 zombie heads, but I've created 1 harvester which used 1 zombie head, but I got that zombie head from the quest reward. When you make the slice and splice, I don't know if I've showed you that. So I've chucked another machine here temporarily. So the slice and splice. Give it an axe, give it shears, put your ingredients in there. It's always head, 2 silicon, redstone, soul, not soul sand, solarium. It's generally that different heads do make different things. So with the zombie head, it makes the Z logic controller. So um, we need one of those each for the harvesters, and that's right. We've actually got the tractor node. Don't need to go all the way down here. Right, hopefully we put that there. No, no, that's the wrong way. Like that. Yep. And see manual ones coming in. So I don't know if I've said before, but smeltery pours out whatever's on the bottom. So you click on it to make it go to the bottom. And we don't want that. We want so it's tough rod and the large blade. So tough rod. This one takes a while. Right, let's go put that on. Ender pearls. That's what I needed. Just remembered. I believe we've got a whole bunch. Yeah, let's just take 20 in case I don't bring them back. So, if the recipe hasn't changed, it's obsidian and ender pearls, and the tool forge adds the beheading modifier. So put that there, put that there. So plus 11, plus 8, yep. And then that gives me 8,000 durability, which is very nice. Now if we put that there, put that there, so it's got beheading along here. So here we have chance to behead 20%, chance to behead 30%, 40, 50, 60, 80, actually 90, 100% chance to behead. I believe the modifiers remaining would be, no more modifiers. But I believe because of this mod, let's go put all the stuff back. And then, yeah, because the weapons and tools level up, you can actually get a whole bunch of stuff on this. So it's not just going to be this. It can actually get really, really good. But for now, this should one-hit mobs and should be 100% chance to give me a mob skull. Which is very nice. Let's put this stuff back. Paper can go on there. Books. Obsidian. Repairs. I don't have any room for that. So I'll grab those chests because they're going to go in there with the other chests. Right. Ooh, I can hear. It. So what I have done is I've added these two fans because I was getting fed up with waiting for the Enderman that spawned to get over to this side so I could actually hit them. Now, I did have the fans on all the time, but it didn't work because they push me. It's not it's not based on any kind of physics. It's just a range, so you can put a wall in front of them and they still seem to push. So yeah, standing here, it would just push me away constantly. So as I'm trying to get here, and it's just like moving around like this, and I just couldn't do it. So what I would like, if I ever wanted to put any effort into it, is I'd put a button here, which will send a signal to turn the fans on, but will then also use pistons to push these up, so it puts my back against the wall, and yeah, then I won't be pushed back. So I don't really want to use this island, because as far as I know, you can't actually craft this kind of dirt. It's slimy grass and slimy dirt and things. So if it blows up, I can't actually get it back, other than fly away into the distance and hope I can find another one. Which, yeah. I mean, what will happen? So we're at 16 chunks. If we chuck this to 32, it shouldn't be that bad because we're not in like a, um, if we're in a normal world and you put it up to 32 chunk viewing distance, it renders everything way back, and it's just like crazy hard on your computer. You can see the clouds are popping in as it kind of generates it. It's lagging hard because everything's procedurally generated in Minecraft, which basically means, oh, there's one there. Yeah, I don't know why it's like off to the distance. Stuff only shows up on the edge of your screen. Yeah, so procedurally generated, which means that it's not just loading stuff from file, it's actually got a function that it runs a whole bunch of math to actually figure out what is there. Oh, there's one right over there as well. How far away is that one? I don't think I'll fly over there because currently with just my sneaking, there's you run the risk of slipping your finger off the shift key, and then you have to be quick to try and get it back before you actually fall too far and take massive fall damage. And B, you're really not quick to get around. Actually, there was two, wasn't there? There was one over there. There's actually more of them around than I thought. You can't zoom in on this mod, can you? Yeah. Some of the graphical mods let you actually zoom in. Yeah, that's still quite a while away. Let's see. They haven't shown up on my mini-map thing. But you can see how big my garden is compared to the rest of my base. It's like a third of the size. But yeah, I think it's worth it. I think it's awesome. Okay, the fact that there is other islands out there makes me more confident at just taking the torches off that island. What's the time? It's 10:30 in the morning, so it's not going to be night time for a while. So we might not do any of that stuff on camera because I'm just about ready to leave it and watch some TV and zone out. And you know, rough day, lots of thinking, more thinking than I want to do. See how he's just not in range? Got him that time, but yeah. So yeah, I've just about had enough. So I'll probably leave the actual killing of all these things till next time. I believe I've already got 2 zombie heads. They should just, if I've killed them in there, they should get sucked up and show here. So I've got 7 of those Enderman heads there. And then these are the other version of Enderman. I've got 7 of those as well. Yep, I see them. So I've got three zombie heads there. So yeah, I need 48. So I definitely want to. Actually, I might look into creating a mob spawner. So there is a machine. Let's have a look if it's close to. Oh, look at that. How did I. Oh, it's made the magical wood. Here's a bag. And there's the bedrockium. So I need 4 bedrockium ingots. So if you go recipe, you get 9 of them from 1 block of bedrockium, which is what you get for putting octuple compressed cobblestone in the thing. So I just need to make 1 octuple, and then that'll finish that quest. Which is the finish of that quest line, I believe. Oh no. Oh yeah, Portal to the Last Millennium. So there's a whole bunch of different dimensions. So I've talked about Nether and the Aether. So the Aether, to me, I think that I've kind of set it up as the opposite of the Nether. You know, it's you'll see when we get there, but it's a bit heaveny. It's puffy clouds everywhere and cows with wings and things like that. But yeah, but those aren't the only dimensions. There's Last Millennium. There's a couple of other ones. I think that Deep Dark is another one. Um, yeah. Plus, there's machines where you can create your own dimensions. I don't know if they're actually in this mod pack, but you can use a whole bunch of energy, and it basically generates a whole dimension for you. So you can actually put a whole bunch of machines and stuff in there. And, what are we? Probably Zeta. Yes, that's the slaughterhouse. That's the laser drill grinding. Might be that one. No, it's the mob grinder. Maybe. What's it called? There's a machine anyway called Mob Spawner, which you can put a mob soul, stabilized mob spawner. That's not letting me. If I just search mob, is that going to mob grinder? That's just a grinder. Mob router, mob counter. But yeah, there's a machine. I'll have to look it up because I wouldn't be surprised if I'm able to build it now. And you give it some power, and a soul, and it will actually spawn in. Actually, did I search spawner? It will spawn in types of that mob. So you can put a zombie soul in there, and it will just spawn zombies. And yeah, powered spawner. Yeah, so I need Franken zombie and another head and vibrant crystals. Easy peasy. I shall make one of those, I think, and I will capture a zombie. and I will put him into the powered spawner, and then I can just sit there, and as they spawn I can whack them, because I need 48 mob heads just for all the harvesters. And doing that manually, just taking all the torches off here and waiting around all night and whacking everything might be fun, but it's dangerous and risky, um, and yeah, it will probably take a lot longer than it will to actually craft that mob spawner and set that up. And then you'll be able to see that, and you can actually use it to spawn a whole bunch of things. So it might be interesting to see if I could spawn in fluid cows with it. And then instead of waiting for the passive farm to put them in, which isn't really working at the moment because I've set up my cows way too close to it. Actually, I wonder if cows are going to start spawning in my farm. Might go in there next time and there'll be a bunch of chickens just flying around like they own the place. Yeah, if I could put the fluid cows in there and I could just keep cycling through the cows, and just kill the ones I don't want, grab the ones I do, and then that can be a really good way to get some of those metals like manulin and stuff. I haven't had to make any of that myself, which is a fairly complicated process actually. You need ardite and cobalite from the nether, and then you put those in the furnace, and then you smelt them down and make ingots, and then you have to put those ingots into the alloy smelter together to make manulin. So, you know, it's a little bit involved, and being able to just take a bucket to a cow and getting some liquid manulin from that's really nice. And I think there's quite a lot of high value liquids you can actually get, and there's a lot of systems like diesel generators and stuff can generate a lot of power, but it's a massive process to get the oil and stuff in that you need to actually power those generators, and you need wheat and you need to process it and crush it and do all sorts of things to it. And if you get like oil cow and diesel cow or whatever, you can just hook up a couple of those to a system so that you just suck all the liquid out of there, and they can actually power the system. I don't know if they could power it enough to keep it running purely off the cows. I don't know how many cows you would actually need to do that, because the cows don't give you heaps of fluid. But if you get one fairly early before you actually set the system up, and then you can run drums off them, and you can get quite a cache of those liquids, and yeah, it could be enough. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I'll do off camera, is create a powered mob spawner so that I can then get a whole bunch of mob heads, then use those mob heads to craft up 48 harvesters and run some pipes to them, and maybe research some more advanced ways of power generation other than this. I should be able to make some biodiesel generators and things like that now, and see if there's something there, because I know you can. Wood Mechanism has a biodiesel generator, and you can power that with any kind of organic matter. So you can set up a pumpkin farm and stuff, and then it just crushes pumpkins into biomass and burns that for fuel. And they're quite effective. They're loud as hell though, but if it's over in the garden in a room downstairs, then we might not hear it, and we can leave it there. I don't know if this version has it, but you can actually get a muffler upgrade for the Mechanism machines, because they're all very, very loud, and that actually silences them, because they're loud as a feature, not as a bug. It's you know, you're running machines; they're supposed to be loud and things. They're very powerful. So yeah, do that. Maybe next time, make an episode that platform will look a lot more colourful. Some plants going on, and maybe show off a powered mob spawner, spawning things in, and the sword will probably would have gained a few levels and things. So that'll be nice. So reinforce 4, I think it's reinforce 8 or reinforce 9. If you get that high, it actually says it's basically indestructible or something like that, and you actually have infinite durability once you get to a certain point. Oh, awesome. I believe. Yes. Now what's the. Yeah. You see him? I've got big eyebrows on now. Stare into the eyebrows. Yeah. I like the eyebrows. Cat ears. Oh, whoops! I dropped them. I really hate this. You can see the cat ears. Not so much. Like the eyebrows. Um, what did I have on? Yeah, it's another one of these bloomin' artifacts that doesn't do anything when you have it equipped. So, fuzzy eyebrows it is. I am angry. Cool. Yeah, some YouTubers do that dual life. I don't, because it's really hard to move around like that. But yeah, anyway, we'll leave it here. I'm happy with the progress I've made. Even though I'm not making progress through the quests, it's doing things to my base that I enjoy, and I think it makes my base look better. And of course, the whole point of playing this is to enjoy it. So if I'm not enjoying it, what's the point? Okay, yeah, we'll see you next time.